I think.
Robin said you look smaller. I go, you don't say that to a wrestler.
Smaller, I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I was when I left.
Weekly television often gives the illusion of things staying the same. Clearly it was not the case here, as we are looking at the seemingly overnight changes to performers in the business. In the world of wrestling, there's usually a specific reason or cause in the background. After getting suspended in 2006, Randy Orton was already on the edge when the Chris Benoit tragedy happened. Not like he was going to get fired with him one of the top promoted performers in the company, but the fact that his name came up in the two major steroid investigations in 2007, a noticeable change was always going to happen. While you could see a lot of people changing in the second half of 2007, Orton was one of the standout transformations. Orton lost noticeable amount of what looked to be muscle mass and water weight, which is a direct result of coming off some of the supplements he was on in the previous 5 years. That visual change also happened at the exact same time as the on-screen character change Randy had in 2008. Brock Lesnar went through numerous physique changes throughout his career, from college wrestling to professional wrestling, MMA and back. The most drastic transformation happened in 2018. After signing a new contract with WWE, Brock again planned a UFC comeback, already shooting an angle with UFC heavyweight Daniel Cormier on pay-per-view. Unlike his 2016 comeback when he avoided the major tests until the fight, this time, due to the previous controversy, he was going through the usual process of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, entering the testing pool in July 2018. Unlike 2016 when he entered the octagon with his wrestling physique, the change was dramatic, as Brock was noticeably smaller and softer than his usual look. The comeback didn't materialize. Lesnar signed a new contract with McMahon, and regained most of his size back in the next year. The company's policy in recent years is not testing part-time performers, but there were also noticeable changes to people working the full road schedule. The main two are probably Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, as both were cemented as mid-carders for years, before going through a major transformation that played a part in both of them getting main event opportunities. Mahal came back after years of looking the same, with what looked like around 15 to 20 pounds of muscle, and a dry and veiny look. While Drew's change was more gradual since leaving the company but just as noticeable. Roman Reigns, after battling leukemia in the second half of 2018, came back in March 2019 but quickly regained his size to perhaps his biggest weight as a wrestler. While the company do test their full-time workers, the loopholes in the policy are obvious, as they're allowing testosterone replacement therapy, along with other substances with a doctor's prescription. Arguably the biggest transformation was Triple H during 2002 to 2003. Hunter came back in January 2002 after a quad injury at his biggest. On the Howard Stern show hours before his Raw return at the Garden, he told Stern that he gained around 10 pounds of muscle since the last time he saw him. While not in the same condition, as he was probably intentionally peaking with the right supplementation for the January return to WrestleMania 18 period, as wrestlers were usually doing around WrestleMania time, similar to bodybuilding contest prep. Hunter maintained most of his size throughout 2002. The changes were happening in 2003, mainly in the second half of it, as at some point he was almost unrecognizable, with probably his softest physique since 97 to 98. One of the reasons was a groin injury in the summer of 2003, suffered in a Raw dark match with Bill Goldberg, which then led to major changes to TV storylines as the company delayed the already announced Goldberg vs. Triple H match to the next pay-per-view, due to Hunter's inability to work a long singles match. During that period Hunter also changed his usual ring gear, wearing compression shorts to avoid taking time off, which probably also played a part in training and supplements during that period.